Welcome back, guys, and as you can see, my co-host stole the thunder from me in that segment because it's track and field, and he's a PRO, so I just let him take that thunder. But now we're talking horse racing, and as you guys know, the Triple Crown is coming back. The second annual Triple Crown is going to be here. The first leg is going to be here on Tortola starting on Sunday. Isn't it Sunday?
Absolutely, the 13th.
Yes, Sunday the 13th. So we have a race card in front of us. Paul, you want to introduce our guest too?
Well, he's no stranger to the camera, to the world.
Exactly.
Roy Pickering, the most knowledgeable man I know in horse racing.
All you got to do is say a fixture.
There you go.
every segment he changed my title.
He's the main man. He has always been the main man.
Okay. But Pico, we're glad to have you here, and of course, you know when it's horse racing, you're here.
So it's always a pleasure.
We're gonna put you to work.
It's always a pleasure. And you guys have put me to work, and the callers have put me to work and what's that. But it's a pleasure.
Well, let's remind the folks before we start.
Just to remind them, yes, we have a new number and we have a new sponsor. Lime is a new sponsor now, and we can give out our numbers. It's 541-6708. If you want to call and text, it's the same number. You can call and text. The phones are open. It's a live show. If you guys just checking in on the internet, it's www.jtvlive.net. If you guys want to send us an email or something, or hit us up on the net, you can do that. Or, like I said, you can call us. Lines are open. If you guys have any questions about the races coming up, we'd like to answer them for you if we can. My buddy here again, he's a PRO for the Horse Racing Association, so he should be able to answer most of those questions.
So we don't have to be second guessing anymore.
We get him from the horse's mouth.
Itself, right?
What should I say?
No, let's get together. Let's get down to the business.
Let's get together. I like that one.
Yeah, we get
the team.
Yeah, we're getting with the business at hand.
So Pico, after work, race number one.
Race one.
Well, this is the first race of the day. It's going to be a Class D event, 6 furlongs, post time, 2 p.m. Of course, and it's the purse is $4,000. You got 3 horses in the race: Walk the Tiger, Power 10, and Get the Pasa Cholito. Those are the 3 horses in the race number 1. If you want to get the owner trainers, Mercer, Winston, I guess that's Rambones, and Elroy, Yankee Leonard. Sorry,
yes,
that's Leonard.
Yeah,
that's Leonard. Okay.
No, well, Pico,
so that should be quite interesting.
These horses are all locals.
Yeah, these are all locals here.
I realized they didn't put where they were from this time.
Yeah, because I guess if they didn't say thing, but to me, Roy Mercer is a Centurion. I stand to be corrected on that one.
I think
he is a fixture here.
So that one would be Oakland St. Thomas.
He come here so after he could be a local, and of course the Mercer,
Yes, of course. Mercer gives it away.
Okay.
So Power 10 is local.
Yeah. So this should be this is going to get us started. It should, some of these horses have compete against each other and what's not, and in some of the cases the distance has been close. But if you notice, some of them is moving down in class and some is moving up.
Yes.
So that should be that should be a challenge for the fans, because it's not like they've been running against each other in the same race all the time.
Right.
So
we got post time on this one for 2
o'clock. You got 2 a.m. but
I don't know. Paul, is that a misprint?
What's that? 2 o'clock?
We see 2 a.m. here.
2 a.m. Yeah.
Well, we want you to come at 2 a.m. We want us fans to come at 2 p.m.
Okay, so post time is at 2 p.m. guys.
So Pico, give us your pick. When you see that race.
Listen, I'm gonna go with Get the Pasa Cholito in this one. I'm gonna stay with Yankee in this one.
I think Leonard. He won the last race, didn't he?
Yeah, because he's been a hot trainer, so to speak. Okay.
Yes, he has.
So I'm gonna stay with a hot hand.
So, Mr. PRO, who's your pick?
Well, actually, to be honest with you, I'm going to have to follow Pick on this because I have a feeling that although I like Walk the Tiger, the way I saw what's his name, Catapello Colito running in the last race day, I don't really see him losing. So I'm gonna copycat Pick on this one.
Okay, well.
What about you?
No, I'm staying with the main man.
Oh, damn. So Pico,
I'm a long shot guy, Just in God's I like to go with the long shots, right? On the dogs.
But if you guys are on the outside, you have your pick, you can always give us a call and let us know.
Certainly.
Our numbers are on the screen, 541-6708. Call us and let us know what you think and who's your pick. Like I said, there's 5 races on Sunday, the 13th, in case you guys are just checking in. The first race is what we're talking about, the 6 furlong, the Class D horses. Walk the Tiger, Power 10, and how do you pronounce the last one?
Que te pasa, Cholito?
Que te pasa, Cholito?
I don't know how people do it. I just don't know how people do it.
Yes.
So on to race 2.
Okay, moving on to race 2. This is 6.5 furlong. 2:45 p.m. is post time. A $4,500 purse.
C&D horses.
These are class C and D, so it's been some movement back and
Yes.
forth. Because
Right.
if you notice, the first race is a D, so some of these horses
Was in D.
was
Or
in
could
D,
be
and
in
then
D.
some move up. Yeah,
Right,
so
right,
they move up in class and some move down.
Right.
So we got 3 horses in this race. Good Boy Daddy coming from Top Priority Stables.
He ran well last
He
time.
ran well last time.
Yes,
I
he
think he
did.
was making
Yeah.
his debut. Is
Yes,
that correct?
yeah, he
And he
ran
ran fairly
He looks like-
well.
yeah, he looks like
Then you
somebody
had
can-
Green Light Special. He's out of St. Thomas, and of course he's making his debut as well. And Drink at Last.
Yes.
During that
He
last
did
call,
also.
and he's coming out of St. Croix. So
And
3
also-
of these horses are making their debut.
Yes.
And what's not now? That I'm not saying there is I'm not sure whether it's debut here in Tortola or coming out of the first race out of St. Croix and St. Thomas as well. But let's assume he's making the first start here in Tortola.
Right. Now, I have apologies to you guys here because there's a slight change on that card which just came in. I have it here. And Tormento is also going to be in that race.
In this race
Yes,
number 2?
Tormento.
That is number 2?
Leonard's Mint, yes.
Okay, so add him.
Tormento.
So it's 4 horses.
So you're going to be 4 horses then?
Tormento will also be, he's owned by Leonard Mintmart and
Minimart,
trained
Minimart.
by Minimart, and trained by Elroy Leonard.
Okay, isn't this a horse he ran? He won the last race as well.
It is, yes.
Okay.
Didn't he run against the same Go Boy Daddy? Good Boy Daddy? Was it that race he ran in?
I think so,
Yes, yes,
I
yes,
think
yes.
so.
Right.
But 2 of them was making a debut.
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes.
Tormento, he
2 of them
won the
were
race.
making a debut. I
And
think
that
only one
same
came in.
race, yeah.
Only one was scratched, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, one was
So we
scratched.
had a 2-horse race in that race.
Right.
Is that correct?
I think it was.
I
Yes.
think so. But
Yes,
both
yes,
of them was
yes,
making
you're
a
right, it was a
debut.
2-horse
Okay,
race.
alrighty.
Okay.
And of course, they're coming out of Top Priority Stables, Hygel Farrell and Gary Nicholas. Of course, those are the owners. The trainers, Lesmo Smith,
Yes.
no stranger to us, Chalwell, and Gary Nicholas. You got an owner-trainer combination in that one as well.
Right.
Okay.
No, your pick on that one.
This one here, I think of the last that I'm gonna go with Good Boy Daddy.
I know you said that.
That's where I wanted to go.
I know you said that because I watched his
Yeah,
debut the
yeah,
last
yeah,
time.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I think he ran fairly well for his first
Yeah,
time.
for his first race.
Yeah, so I think it's just a matter of getting the feel.
Yeah.
And he would be a force to reckon
I
with.
agree, and I'm going to stay with Good. It's actually where I was going to go as well.
Yeah.
So I think we all
I
agree
think,
on that.
we all on that
So
one.
if you go off a past performance, if we had gone to a top track and was starting to see that would have been a pick based on his
Definitely.
past performance.
I agree with that.
Okay, so again, that one should be interesting
It should be,
because
but then again, we don't know
got to
anything
see if
about,
he's going to turn the tables
Right.
on Tormento.
Yes, of course.
not that we ignoring him, but we're just
Exactly.
going based on
Yes.
Right. It was his first time and
It was
getting
first time
feeling
both
that-
of them making a
getting
debut in one start. I think in talking to Jackie, go back a little bit because remember those guys was out there setting a hot pace.
Correct.
And the guy cut the corner.
Yes.
And Tormento in one start he came out because we know the shot is
But hold on, this same race wasn't a race where Good Boy Daddy got pushed out to the outside.
I'm not well. I think it had a claim in foul because remember,
Because one of them
3 of them was up
right, and one
speeding
got-
up
one
front,
got
and one got
drifted,
pushed
yeah,
in.
yeah.
and
So
they
it could be
claim
the same
foul,
reason
and
we're
it's
talking about,
one
certainly.
comes.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I'm
And-
Yeah, I think
Came back
it's
in,
the same
yeah.
race.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, on to race number 3. It's a mile.
And this is
Fillies and
Phillies and Mares. This one should be. This one's going to be very, very interesting.
Yep.
Here's why. Good evening, officer. I don't think you could pick against him so
No,
easy.
he's
Because he's undefeated thus far.
Yes.
Yep.
And Glorious Memory, who coming out of L&B, of course, he's been the dominant performer until Good Evening Officer
sir.
came.
Yes.
So we got to see now, but the way Good Evening Officer outclass these other female horses,
Yes.
I think it would be, be suicidal
Yes, not
to go pick against him. But we're hoping for a good race because you got 5 horses in this race. And keep in mind, Blake's Lucky Penny also, I think, is a new purchase out of Top Priority as well.
Yes.
Orient and
But
so on.
had that one run before? Because that's the first time I'm seeing
He's not debuting. No.
He's not debuting,
Yeah, no, so
but it's just a matter of Good Evening Officer outclassing the rest of those horses.
Okay.
Because one of the questions that I asked the trainer in boxing the races in terms of interview, when I interview him, I should say, is that the same way Upton has been outclassing the rest of the field in the sprint, he has been outclassing, this horse has been outclassing the female, both here in Tortola. As a matter of fact, on 3 islands.
Yes.
On all 3 islands.
Yes.
So the question you ask, if he's going to go up against the boys,
Yes.
because he's been beating all the female horses on all 3 islands, but the trainer make it emphatically no, he's not going to run against the boys. If it's anything, he'll take him back to Florida. So this should be interested.
And it's also interesting that Good Evening Officer has been here a couple times now, won here, and has no queries in coming back. So, you know, he's done pretty well. He certainly agreed to come here. So I guess, Pico, we'd have to go with Good Evening Officer on this one. And I guess we have to look at Growth Memory. The other horse I think we haven't spoke about is Carl Thomas has a new horse, or Orinthia. And that could be an interesting matchup there to see if Orinthia comes.
Well, that's a good question, because to me, while some of them was making their debut in that race, Orinthia is the one he came up the track.
Yes.
But who's to know, unless the trainer tell him maybe he just put him in a race to give him a walk-up, a prep.
Right.
For this race,
For this race.
So when come on the big stage Sunday, he might,
you don't know what to expect.
You don't know what to expect. So that's going to be quite interesting.
Yes.
What about True Essence?
True Essence, he's making his debut, so we're gonna, we don't have much on him to talk about.
No.
So we just gotta wait and see how he's gonna perform.
Diane Stables.
Yeah, and that's
So your pick would be Good Evening Officer, based on what we have seen.
yeah.
What we've seen, I would like to say my off bet is going to be Good Evening Memory, but we have a call. Good Evening, Glorious Memory. We have a call. Well, there was a call coming through. If you want to call back, we certainly be willing to take your call or send a text. But so we wait for that to come through.
No, not that Good Evening Officer can be beat,
Yes.
but on a race based on performance.
Yeah,
Parametrical wise, this horse will be odds on choice to win the race.
Yes.
I mean, let's put it that way. It's the best way, the only way to put it. Based on how he outclassed and how he dominant he's been.
You have that call?
Yes, we have that call coming through. We'll take a call. Good evening, Sports Desk. Go right ahead, please.
Good evening, officer. It's Scratch.
Good evening, Officer.
Wow.
It's Squatch. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you. All right.
Okay.
So
Okay,
there you go.
Scratch.
Good evening,
Yeah.
Officer.
On that note, Paul, I think we need to take a break. So we'd like to take a break and from a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with more of the race card for Sunday's races. Welcome back, guys. We're on the last lap of our conversation right now. Like I said, we're talking right now with Pico Pickering. We're talking horse racing. You know, the Triple Crown is up and coming this weekend. We're here trying to go through the race card right now. Right now we've been to race 1 and race 2. We're on race 3 trying to finish up, and then we got race 4. And then we're going to show you a clip from the last Boxing Day races with Slevin and Relay Uptown, and then we'll let you guys know how the last race is going to go. So far, we have heard a couple of scratches. If you guys are out there know what's going on, just inform us as we're here. The lines are open. Numbers to call.